Alright, we're going to put number 3 into vertex form. This one is equal to f of x, which is the same thing as a 0. So we've already got the first step done. All the terms are on the same side. So now I'm going to figure out what I'm going to have to squeeze in between this 10x and this negative 5 in order to make this a perfect square trinomial. So I have my x squared and my 10x, and I'm scooting my minus 5 over. And I know that I'm going to add something and turn around and subtract the same something so that these three terms right here will factor into the same things twice. So for my x squared, I know that I will use x times x. To get this middle term of 10x, I know that I'm going to need two 5's because positive 5x and positive 5x will give me the 10x. The number that will have to be right here is this number squared. So 5 squared is 25. I'm still seeing a lot of people say that 5 squared is 10. Please don't make that mistake. If I add 25 right here, in order to offset it, I'll subtract 25. Now these three terms are right here. If I went ahead and factored or multiplied this out, the x plus 5 times x plus 5, it would give me these three terms. That's what I just created. These two are like terms. Negative 5 and negative 25 make negative 30. This is my answer for vertex form because it's in the correct form of a times x minus h squared plus k. So if you looked from this formula to this, you can see there's nothing in front of the parentheses, which means a is an understood 1. This minus h compares with this plus 5. And remember, since the minus sign is in the formula, this gets the opposite. So this h value is negative 5, and k is minus 30, k having the plus sign, so no sign change there. Now I can use my values of a, h, and k to answer the rest of the questions. Your vertex happens at h, k, so your vertex for this problem is at negative 5, negative 30. And I hope you appreciate now why we didn't have you graph this, because if your vertex was at negative 5, negative 30, you'd be counting down quite a few blocks to get there. Your axis of symmetry happens at x equals h. So for your axis of symmetry, h is negative 5. Again, you must have the x equals with that. If you just put negative 5, your answer is not correct. Your domain for a parabola that opens up or down is all real numbers. And your range, since this parabola does open up, your value for a is positive 1. It opens up. That means that your range values are increasing, so you're going to use the greater than symbol. And your k value is what's associated with range, and your k value is negative 30. So there's your range. And one more time, you must have the y and the inequality. You can't write just negative 30 right here. Now we're going to solve it. So I'm going to come up here and grab my answer for the vertex form in order to solve. So I have my x plus 5 squared minus 30 equals 0. Now, to solve an equation that has some squared stuff in it, you got to get the part that's squared on one side by itself, and then you can take the square root of each side in order to get rid of the squared symbol. So I'm going to move the 30 to the other side, and it's going to turn positive. And now the squared part's by itself, and I can take the square root of each side. The square root symbol and the squared symbol just cancel one another out. So this side is x plus 5. 30 is not a perfect square, so when I take the square root on this side, I'm just going to get a decimal approximation, and I'm just typing this into my calculator, square root of 30, and I'm going to round it to 2 places past the decimal point. So it says 5.477. I'm going to go ahead and make that a 5.48. And don't forget to put the plus or minus symbol in front of it, because the positive values would make 30, but so would a negative times a negative. Now I'm ready to split it into my two problems and get my answers for x. The first case, x plus 5 is equal to positive 5.48. The second case, x plus 5 could be the negative value of 5.48. And now get the x by itself. To move a plus 5, you would do a minus 5. So here, x would be 0.48. And here, when you move this 5, your x value will be negative 10.48. And those are your solutions.